Everyone's obsessed with motivation. We wait for it, chase it, pray it'll show up tomorrow morning, then the alarm goes off. But here's the thing, motivation is a terrible boss. It doesn't show up when you need it, it goes silent on the tough days, and if you are building your life around waiting to feel like it, you're in trouble. You know the cycle. Sunday night, you're pumped. You're gonna crush this week. Gym every morning, finish that project, finally be consistent. Monday morning, nothing. The fire's gone, you hit snooze, you tell yourself I'll start when I'm ready. So you postpone, and every time you postpone, you feel a little worse. Less confident, less capable, less motivated. And the worst part, you start thinking something's wrong with you. Like other people have this endless supply of drive and you're just different in a bad way. But that's not what's happening. You're just playing the wrong game. Think about Stephen King. Before the bestsellers, he was a high school teacher living in a trailer. Totally exhausted. He didn't write in a quiet studio, he wrote in a cramped laundry room, wedged between a washing machine and a furnace. Most nights he was too tired to be inspired. He was getting rejected by every publisher in town. But he had one rule, write one page. He didn't wait for a lightning bolt of genius, he just showed up to move a pen. Most of those pages were boring, some were terrible, but that steady, tiny accumulation of work eventually became Carrie, and Carrie changed everything. King didn't find inspiration and then start writing. He started writing and inspiration found him in that laundry room. What I'm saying, motivation is not the cause of action, it's the effect of action. We've got it backwards. We think we need to feel motivated first, then we'll act. But your brain doesn't work that way. Your brain rewards doing. When you take action, even the smallest step, your brain releases dopamine. That's the chemical that makes you feel driven, focused and alive. And that feeling, that's what we call motivation. You don't get motivated and then start, you start and then you get motivated. When was the last time you felt energized sitting on the couch thinking about going to the gym? Never. But 5 minutes into the workout, suddenly you're glad you came. The momentum builds after you begin, not before. The more progress you make, even tiny progress, the more motivated you become. Because your brain sees proof, it thinks, oh, we're actually doing this, we are moving forward. And it rewards you with more dopamine, which makes you want to keep going. It's a loop, a beautiful self-sustaining loop. But you have to start the loop, it won't start itself. There is something liberating about this. You don't have to wait to feel ready. You don't have to manufacture some epic surge of inspiration. You just have to make the first move so small, so stupidly easy, but even on your worst day you can do it. One push-up, one sentence, one email. Because once you are in motion, inertia takes over. And inertia creates its own motivation. You become the kind of person who does things, not because you're special or superhuman, but because you've learned the secret. Action comes first, motivation follows. If you want consistency, try this. 1. Stop waiting to feel like it. Seriously, that feeling isn't coming. Start anyway. Make your first step embarrassingly small, so small you can't fail. The kind of task you do even on your worst day. Don't plan to write for an hour. Write one sentence. Don't commit to a marathon, just put on your shoes. Lower the barrier until starting feels inevitable. 2. Your brain needs evidence that it's moving. Track your wins, check a box, take a photo, log a repetition. This isn't about being perfect, it's about giving your brain the visual fuel it needs to keep dopamine loop running. 3. Start sideways. If you can't do the main task, do something related. Clean a desk, open the file, or research one tiny detail. Momentum is blind. It doesn't care if you started with the right task. It just cares that you are in motion. When you do this, you're trusting the loop. You're acknowledging that action leads to motivation, which leads to more action. You don't need to force the whole result at once. You just need to start the engine. Because discipline isn't sexy, it doesn't promise you'll feel amazing every day. But it promises you something better. You'll show up every day. And showing up is how everything worthwhile gets built. Stop asking how to feel motivated. Ask how to make starting easier. Because once you start, your brain will take it from there.